Welcome to Styles Machinery. I'm Stefan Schwartz, the product manager for Ironwood Machinery, and today we're going to take a look at the Ironwood DSP 2500 dual surface planer. This machine is capable of planing up to 8 inches in thickness and up to 25 inches in width. Complete with cutter heads on both the top and bottom of the machine, we're able to remove about 1/4 inch of stock per pass per side for a total of 1/2 inch total when calibrating solid wood workpieces, whether you're in the flooring industry, building stiles or rails, or just thicknessing material for whatever glue-ups you might have. There's a couple of unique features I want to highlight for you guys that really make this machine an absolute workhorse when planing. Ideal for customers who are removing a lot of stock on both top and bottom of the surfaces. We're able to both remove a little bit of defects on the bottom surface with our bottom jointing head, as well as remove a lot of stock on the top to get the perfect thickness coming out every time with a great quality product. Taking a look at the controls for the Ironwood DSP 2500 dual surface planer, we've got a couple of very easy adjustments, very operator friendly, allowing both operators and users to simply, quickly, and efficiently control all of the machine's functions right here from the centralized control panel. Taking a closer look at our control panel from left to right, we've got our main on-off switch, our emergency stop, as well as our thickness adjustment. The table's motorized on the dual surface planer, so we're simply going to key in the desired end dimensions of our workpiece, whether that be 3/8 of an inch or 8 inches, and simply hit the go button, and the table will automatically adjust to the desired dimensions that you're looking to plane for. On-off for the conveyor here is right here, as well as the bottom cutter head and top cutter head, both with amperage meters showing the machine and the motor's workload. Taking a look inside the Ironwood DSP 2500 dual surface planer, we've got a couple of features we want to highlight that really help operators achieve excellent results in heavy-duty planing operations. First and foremost, we've got our chromed table bed, which allows us to both adjust before the bottom cutter head and give us more of a jointing fashion in the workpiece, right? We can remove a little bit of stress, a little bit of defect, but overall, if your board's significantly warped, cupped, or bowed, you're still gonna wanna take it to a joiner, but here I have the capability to remove a slight amount of stress. By adjusting how much stock I'm removing on the top versus the bottom head, I can kind of gear that ratio in about a 60-40 fashion to achieve optimum stock removal results with the capable horsepowers of these motors that I've got inside the machine. Taking a look at this hand wheel underneath the machine, I'm able to adjust the amount of stock I remove on our bottom cutter head. So if I want to just plane the top surface, I can adjust this all the way up, basically making the tables flat and we're passing over that bottom cutter head. And in another operation where, let's say I want to plane on both sides, I can lower this table down and create a joint-like function in that cutter head to allow stock removal on the bottom head as well as the top. So this is both a dual surface planer as well as a single surface planer if I raise this table up to be as flat as possible. Down here, we've also got a manual override for the table's height adjustment. We can do it motorized as well, or if you prefer, there's also a hand wheel down here, but motorized is always going to give you the most accurate results in planing your thicknesses. Taking a look inside at the feed system for the DSP 2500, we've got what we call a carpet feed system. This is allowing us, with the different pressure from 1,100 different pressure fingers, to maintain constant and consistent hold down of any workpiece during the planing process. So as you can see here, all of these individual fingers are pressured with spring tension, which we can adjust on the left-hand side of the machine, allowing us consistent hold down regardless of inconsistencies in the material's thickness. So if I've got a workpiece that's maybe thinner on the left than it is on the right, or thinner in the middle than it is on the outsides of the workpiece, these individual fingers will allow me to maintain perfect hold down as the machine goes through, giving us great results in planing both top and bottom. I'm gonna ramp up the speed here a little bit. Taking a look at the right access panel of the Ironwood DSP 2500, once we've opened up this guarding here that allows nothing to enter or exit the machine without our want, we've got a couple of items here that make maintenance easy, tool changing easy, and a few other things to highlight here on this side of the machine. Taking a look at the helical cutter head inside the machine, this is our bottom cutter head right here, and you'll see that this is complete with two-sided knives. So I've got a 30mm wide knife allowing me to take a deeper cut and remove more stock without all of the horsepower needed. So our helical cutter head with all these inserts is actually going to run quieter and more efficiently than a straight knife cutter head where you're needing a massive amount of horsepower to drive a single blade through all that thick material. So here on these knives in a 25-inch machine, such as we're looking at right here, I've got 96 inserts per cutter head for a total of 192 knives in this machine. Behind the cutter head, we've also got some bed rollers to help the pieces move smoothly along the table's surface while our carpet feed system is maintaining constant hold down. For simple and easy knife changes, I can simply detension the belts here around this lower cutter head, remove the pulleys, and pull the entire cutter head out in a drawer-like fashion to access all 96 of this cutter head's blades. Taking a look at the outfeed side here, we've got a couple easy things. First, our dust chute on top is going to help us with the extraction as well as the lower one. This is actually centered right above the rear cutter head, which is our top cutter head. In order to get access for those knife changes, I'm going to pop a couple of screws loose here, slide this extraction hood off, and I'll be able to access our top cutter head here. You'll see on the box I also have start and stop for the conveyor's feed, as well as an emergency stop here in the event that any danger should compromise the operations. My operator on the outfeed side or my person catching the material can simply and easily hit that e-stop as well to stop both motors in the feed. So looking at the left side of the machine here, we've got our main disconnect on the electrical box. We've got our automatic oiling system, which is constantly applying oil to the feed chain, making sure that things run smoothly. You can dial in how much oil you're using based on how many hours your machine is running per day. So this electrically and automatically does all of my lubrication needed for the inside of the machine. We've got our cutter head drawer pull out right here. Remember how we were talking about detensioning the belts and pulling it out? So this gives me access to my lower cutter head in this slide out drawer fashion, as well as I've got my feed speed adjustment right here on top as well. As I turn this knob left or right, high to low, it gives me actual real-time speeds in meters per minute while the machine's operating. So you'll notice if you're adjusting this, at first it'll start at a very low number, and as the machine starts to ramp up, even if I crank this all the way to the top, while the conveyor's running, it will still ramp up in real time as the speed's going, not the actual destination speed that you're looking to achieve. So it will show you what's going on inside the machine in real time. Also here towards the front of the machine, we've got our adjustment for the spring tension on the carpet feed system. This allows me to create more or less tension on those springs to apply more or less pressure during the hold down of the workpiece as it passes through the machine. Taking a quick recap of our Ironwood DSP 2500, we've got several different models of this capable of doing 8 inches of thick material all the way up to 16 or 24 inch thick material. This particular width is 25 inches, but we also make them in 30 and 40 inch widths and as narrow as 16 inches wide. This machine is capable of removing a ½ inch per pass in total stock removal of material on both sides of the workpiece. Backed by a 25 horsepower motor on top and a 20 horsepower motor on bottom. At around 7,500 pounds, this machine is an absolute tank. With full CE guarding around the entire machine, you'll notice these access panels cover and prevent anything from entering or exiting the machine during planing operations. Our paramount goal in the Ironwood community is to prevent injury from any operator, so the last thing we'd want to do is to have unwanted material fly out of the machine in any direction, or to have somebody accidentally put their hands inside of the machine during heavy planing operations. All right, now that we've taken a look at the machine and all that it has to offer, we're gonna fire her up and let's make some dust. Once again, I'm Stefan Schwartz, the product manager for Ironwood Machinery here at Stiles, and thank you for joining us in Grand Rapids Showroom to take a look at the Ironwood DSP 2500 dual surface planer.